Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back. In today's video, we're playing something a little different. We're playing Node Math. Seen a little bit about this, looks interesting, so curious to try it out. So let's dive in and get started here. So by the looks of it, we're trying to get initially ones into the center area. So if we put a 1 down there, and then can we, no, basically hook that up to there. Then we are putting ones in to this node, and it's gradually filling up, so we should be able to produce more if we put more down. Revolutionary, I know. That's a fairly simple start here. We've got ones coming in at a very slow rate. So we've managed to, I think we're going to push that to the side. I don't think I need that right at the moment. We probably will need some of these things in a little bit. We'll bring them back out when we do. So we've got ones going in. Now we need twos going in. So if we take a 1 and a 1, and if we add, how do we, those are just ones going in. How do we, oh, I see that shows everything. So we can put a plus in here theoretically. If we put a plus with connections to the two ones, and then we hook that in, that should start getting us twos. Oh, why is that? There, I think that we had the wrong direction. So an interesting factory style game with numbers going, or numbers that we're feeding into the central system here. So we're filling up twos here. Looks like we need, that's how much money we have. Is your money differs depending on the goal island. How much you earn per, how much you earn per each correct number, and then means how much you earn per second. And this must be like the level that we're on. I think that must mean the level. See if that, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So we've got ones going in. We're going to need ones at a much faster rate, and we could just keep placing these down manually, but I think if I was reading things correctly over there, we should be able to theoretically copy that. Will that work then? That works as another way to get this into the equals, because you basically can't go over, seems like you can't go over your other nodes. So we've got a lot of 2's being created now. So it looks like we need to get to level 10 in order to unlock this next area. So we're gonna, going up to level 3. We need 3's to satisfy the requirement for this box. So we could come around to all of these and take them all from being just 2's to being 3's. Relatively simple to update all of these. Now we need to the line to come out and around. So everything should be creating 3's now. And if we wanted, we could select and create, okay, another one. That wasn't exactly where I was looking to go, but that's fine. That accomplishes what we needed. So we've got 7 3's being created every so often. It looks like about 1.4 per second, I think, if that's what I'm reading and it's showing me the right thing there. I think we need to have a little more going on. If we go here, copy that again and go and paste that over there. Can have that go like that, and we could have, oops, we could have another one up here. And I think we could just go on to that. No, it won't let us go on to that line. I think those are both using, okay, so we are using the same line. It didn't look like it was going to let us use the same line. Nope, let's not do that. You guys can all just go through there, and we've got our 3's. So now we're on to, I assume, 4's. We need more numbers faster, I think is what it's telling us over here. Curious, some of these. Now we'll get to those. So if we head down a little bit, so we want to optimize this. We're sending through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sending through 9 3's, but we need to get to 5, I mean. So I'm curious, if we go like this, they were showing something like this on that window, that tutorial window that was showing up there. If we do something like that, Then we were to go like that. How is that going to work? So if we put that over to there, I guess we need like this. We need a second row first. So I'm not sure if this is giving us a bigger, like, will this give us 2s? I guess we need to go from here to here to here. Nope, don't do that. No, don't do that. To there. To there. That's just ones, but that gives us ones faster is what it looks like. No, I don't want to move you. I want to... No, I don't want to move you. I just want to draw the line. I'm not sure why. Why sometimes you let me draw lines and sometimes you want to move. Interesting. So now we're getting 2s coming through at a bigger clip. And if we were to go and do a copy on that, and then we were to put another one like right there. How do we get rid of this? Oh, I see, there's a little X. And so then if we were to copy that row of ones, we could make another row there, which could we take? No, you can only have 2 inputs on an add. So that's our 5. The question is, how fast is that working? Not fast enough, but if we copy this, can we make it go a bit faster? That's going at a decent speed. I think it needs to be a bit faster. Can we build farther out of this area? No, we can't build down there. We move that up, and we were to move you down. No, some of them will stay on, but they won't all stay on, so we can't do that. How do we make this go faster then? Is it going to be faster if we just add more ones? Will that just keep the supply of ones going longer? Okay, so we can just paint the connections so we don't have to drag from one node to the next. That should make things better. If we were to go here, and if we were to add some more ones, it's very, very, that's not what I want. We want a 1 in there, a 1 there, and a 1 there. And now if we do this connection painting, we just go like that. No, you don't want to? There we go. Okay, that took a bit to get working. A little awkward, the controls, but that's more fives, sort of. What if we were to, oops, need to go back to our cursor, regular cursor. What if we deleted that, and what if we copied that? Does that optimize anything? Are we faster? I feel like we're a bit faster. That could get all the way to the top. So if we upgrade that, unlock the multiplication node. Delivering goal matching resources earns money. So we're trying to unlock. Okay, so we unlocked multiplication. Oh, I see, and we can use our money here for that, so we can unlock 2s. And we don't have enough to unlock 3s yet, but we could unlock, this is the island one, is that what it is? So this gives us the ability to unlock and place new islands. So let's do that. And then this one is special nodes. That's 20,000, so we don't even have enough for that yet. So if we take this island up here, so then we could theoretically, actually, let's do this. So we have multiplication, we have 2s. So if we do 2, oh, I see, that's a, no, we don't want that. Can we, okay, let's back up for a sec because our keys are not doing us any favors. If we go with a 2 and we drop that up here, so if we're doing 2 times 2 would be 4. very delicate with both the scrolling and with the placement of these things. So if we have a multiplication there, and then if we have another set of twos, so this will be 4 times 2, which will give us 8. So if we were to paint this down, we should be able to let's go back to our cursor. Let's draw from that to that. And then if we put another thing there, we can go from that to that. And then we should be able to come down. Let's do this. We should be able to come down. Down like that. Oh, we gotta go back to our cursor. No, let me do. Why do you want to be weird like that? Can we get this? One of these should let us so those numbers are coming down there. We're not quite where we need to be. I just forget to go back to the regular cursor. That is 4, but if we can get this one to just stop selecting itself. How do I? What if we get rid of this then? And if we put another 2 in there? I do want to keep, there we go. That's awkward, that control mechanism. I'm not sure exactly why it's not working for us, but sometimes it is really hard to get that to move the way you want. That didn't really give us a lot of 8s. That is 8s, right? Yeah, that's 8s. That did not give us a lot. So we could just copy that. I don't know if that's going to be effective or not. Oops. Let's delete that. Then we need to drag, nope, drag down there. Then we want to copy again. And then we want to copy again. Then can we drag? No, we can't. Drag that to there, and then we want to drag that to there. Does that give us enough eights? If we need to, we could move these multiplication signs down so that we could get a few more twos coming through there, because the more twos in a row, it seems like the more steady your supply of numbers at the end. That worked. So we leveled up, so now we're up to level 6, it looks like. I see, so there we can use it's saying we can use the tools to make this more efficient. So if we bring this down here, and if we brought this down, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Don't want what that is doing. If I bring this down here, theoretically I should be able to node painting. Why doesn't it want to paint more nodes then? It just doesn't want to because these are here. If we paint, is that going to... That brings those down, and then if we do this one, theoretically, that brings these all the way down. And then if we go to the cursor and then maybe to the connection again, can we just... No, we can't. Can't do that. Can we do... No, that's not what I want. I want to... Yeah, just do that. And if we put more, so if we paint, we can bring those extra twos there. We can do the connection painting. Well, that seemed to connect all the way. That seemed to do what we want. That should be making eights much quicker than it was before. But if we go like this, if we were to take all of those, delete them, and if we were to take this, we were to put that there, and then we were to take this, and put that there, and then take this, put that there. No, I don't want to do that. I want that. I want that. I want that. That looks like it's getting us 8. We're making 8s faster than we were before, I think. We've got lots of moolah. We could add more space. Special islands. Don't know, we'll see if we get to a special island in a moment, but it's probably worthwhile to have 3s. And probably worth having more space. So these all Are these all equal? I mean, let's just take that, maybe? We're almost at 20. I wonder what this one is. Special islands that nodes modify. I see. We can do... If we get that, we've got a special island. That's interesting. So you can have... Maybe we don't even need as many multiplications as we have, like, because they seem to indicate that you could just take, you could split off of one that just had a lot of nodes. I'm curious. Okay, so I'm curious. What are we doing? What is going on? A lot of things popping up. I'm curious if we were to... Well, we've got 8, so let's not do more. Let's not do more 8s, but let's do 16. So 16 is going to be... Shouldn't be bad, but if we do... So if we have... I don't know, let's add a 2 here. And then if we were to paint that 2 all the way down, and then if we painted it over, and then if we painted it all the way up, and then we painted it over, and then we painted it all the way back down. Like, this would be a lot of 2s, right? If we were to then do... And we're bringing these all the way down, and then we were to go all the way up. Why is... Why is this being difficult? If we go back to here, I don't want that to do what it's doing. I don't know why, but that 2 is messed up there. But if we go like this, and if we start doing the painting, and we do the painting up again, and we do the connections painted upwards. And then if we were to paint again, and we were to paint like that, and if we were to do the paint connections. Oh, and then we messed that one up. If we again paint that way, and then if we do the connections, then we were to paint, and then we were to delete these ones that were incorrect, and we wanted to bring these all the way down, and then we wanted to bring the connection down. And then if we put, so 2 times 2 is going to be 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is going to be 16. So if we then took connection from there to there, and there to there, and there to there, and there, oops, down to there, there, down, no, we gotta go there, down to there. We actually need one more of these multiplications because it's, actually, I'm curious. If we come over here, I don't think we're actually, no, don't move the thing. Don't move the thing. Why won't it give me? So that gives us 16. So that's just not very fast. Need like that 3 times over. But theoretically, that's, I don't know that it's as efficient as it was meant to be. I'm curious, like if we go and do that, put that over there, and then if we zoom back in, so we're coming down, and then we're going to go this way. And then up here, we come over and we come down. And then if we just populate x, 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 no, it's funny. Sometimes it's like, sometimes you can't do anything but move it. Sometimes you can't do anything but drag a shape or a connection line. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Why can I not? These lines should be much easier to draw. Why is it not easier to draw? That is 8. So this should be 16. I don't know if we're really getting enough velocity with the numbers coming through our equations. We're only up to 4.3 out of the 6.1. That's not very efficient. What is this doing? This is doing 12. If we paint here and use this one to add to our 16s. And then if we paint the connections through, no, going that way. This is annoying when you get the numbers going the wrong way. I really feel like there should be an easier way. To make those connections. So if we go up, then we go that way, then we go down. And then if we were to go if we did this, and then if we did that, and then we brought that into there and that into there. So we've got 15, and so all we need is a 1 there, another add there, and then we drag you to there, you to there, and you to there. And that should, oh, not to there, I guess. That is not what we want. Bring it back this way and then into there. So now we should see more 16s, but it's probably going to be pretty, that's pretty minimal so far. But if we go and we were to paint these, no, that's not what we want. Why would it paint that? If we grab the paint, oh, you just want to, okay. You want to do odd things. I understand. Oh, I see. I know why. Now, if we were to paint, we're going to get the 3s because we highlighted the 3. Now, if we paint the connections in, we want let's get the plus, get that out of there. Now we'll go back to the painting the connections. Bring it all the way over there, then down to there. So I think that's faster. But now if we were to paint like that, and then if we paint the connections, oh, that's the exact opposite of what we wanted. I think that's working faster. The 16 looks like it's filling up now. Is it going to be enough? Do we need to add more in there? Awkward because we don't have a ton of space. I mean, we are being more efficient here, but we could probably paint more ones in here. Can we not make you guys go that way? Nobody wants to go that way, literally. So we have to delete. Delete those and delete those. And then theoretically, we should be able to we've got ones coming to there. And we've got those going up like that. Does that give us any more? It feels like it should be faster, but it's not really ticking up at all, which is unfortunate. Interesting. An interesting game, but it's not intuitive. I mean, it's intuitive enough, but there are weird things that are going on, or things that feel weird anyways. So how are we going to up the speed again? I feel like we could theoretically, but I don't think it's going to let us put more threes. Well, maybe it will. I thought maybe it wouldn't let us put the threes under the connector line there, but it was fine with that. No, I don't want that. Zoom in. Yes, we want that to go away. Still don't feel like we've quite got enough threes there. The 16 is climbing. We are getting faster. Let's go to the paint. And then if we do the connections, that's not what we want. What we want is you to go down there. So that was enough. That got us to what we needed, so we can upgrade again. Another level up. We already did the special island. Oh boy, so much flashing around. So I think we'll be pretty close with the 16s, and now what we need is we need 22. What does this one down here do? Earnings per delivered resource. So earnings per resource. So this A lets us just do an add, B multiplies, and C is exponential. So C is obviously the best, but if this is generating 49 right now, is that what it's saying? So this would take us to, this is just going to basically go up by ones. We are, go away. I don't need you, little tutorial pop-up window. So we need to earn some more currency, but we are on level 7 here. The 16s are coming in. This is going to start filling up faster. We can, if we get to 514,000 currency, we can unlock 4s, which would be super useful for this next one. 183,000 for a new free chunk of board space would be nice as well. I would not mind just having more room to work. I feel like there's more we need to figure out in terms of how to optimize these layouts, but I'm going to let it run for a moment here and see if we can get some more currency. So everything is slow. We really want those 4s to get unlocked. If we go, so we're at 59. What happens if we go 59 to 118? So we basically double if we spend 220. So we should grow faster. Now, I'm curious if how do we want to 22. So if we do, so 22 would basically be 21 plus 1. Can we do that if we get rid of this? Get rid of this section right here. Did that change our... No, it didn't change our currency coming in because I think it only is going to come from things that need to be submitted into the middle area. So I don't think that they were earning us anything. So if we had 3, 3, and 1, and we were adding those all together, that would give us 7, which could then lead us to 21 if we were multiplying by 3. Oh, whoops. Need that. Let's go this way and let's take this out. So if we paint, we've got 3s there, and then we just come down like that. We can do that there, and then we can do the 1s here. Why did that going to the connections going upwards? I didn't want upwards. These both did the upwards. That is not helpful. Don't paint yet because we need 3. Then if we were to do the connections and we were to go down, and then if we had a plus here, do the line, can we do that across? And then if we had another plus here, that would let us paint down with the 1s. Then we could connect those going all the way down, and then if we were to get that, we could try to do that, and then this should go to, come on, just give me the connection. So that is 7, and then if we have a 3 again that we're painting all the way down. Nope, that's not what we want. We don't want that weird. Don't go upwards with those connections. If we grab painting 3, if we're going, why is it doing that? That is weird. There are some oddities that I'm not understanding in the control scheme, I feel, but let's go. Let's put the 3 there. Let's put the multiply sign down. And then we want connect there to there. And then we want 1 over here. And we want a plus sign that is going to go from, no, don't move that. Just give me the connecting line to there. And then we bring that down to there. And then we bring that down into there. That is giving us 22s. So if we were to then take our 3s, can we paint that upwards? And then can we connect that coming down like that? And then if we grab the 1s, we do the paint. And then we redo the connections. We should all of a sudden oh, and it's not, so the currency we're earning is not based at all on the things that we're bringing in currently. Is that right? Because basically we're taking a taking this number down here, we're adding it to the level squared, and then we're timesing it by this number down here, and then we're putting it to the exponent 1 plus this number here times 0.1. So this is purely based on the level and the time ticking on this level. Oh no, it's per correct number. So it is sort of based. It's not the velocity of number, but it's the how much we make per number. We are getting, this is going up. It is going to take a bit to get there, but we're a long way from doing the 100 million for incrementing C. This one up to 177, that's going to be so slow. That's not even going to double us again. That's very slow, but we are getting closer to unlocking the 4, which I think is what we want. So if we did the connection over there, and then if we were to paint 1s all, that's annoying. Let's go back to this. Let's delete those. Let's zoom in a bit so that we've got a better view. Why do you guys want to go that way? That is not a useful way for you to go. Yeah, some bizarre control things that it's like, why is it as difficult as it seems to be sometimes just to do these simple actions? That should theoretically speed up a little bit depending on what the other numbers are doing. But we should be making 22s faster. But it's probably all for naught because we are on the verge of getting 4s, at which point we can make our 16s way faster than what we're doing right now. So now we have 4s. So now we should be able to come through and we should be able to wipe all of this. And we should be able to fairly easily get the velocity on those 16s up hugely without doing too much. So it's all flowing that way. You're not moving anywhere. I thought it was kind of moving, but I guess it is not. So if we were to take the connections now and go that way and go that way, we should be able to go back to putting, I guess we do it from the bottom up. That does what we want. So we can just do the connection here. Now, if we just put this into a multiplication, so we should be able to take that over to there, that over to there, and then that over to here. And our 16s should be much simpler, maybe not entirely quicker yet. So that is faster and tidier. If we were to copy that, like that, so that it doesn't mess with the line here going in. Now if we connect this over to like right there, the 16s should go through the roof. We need one more. We could go one more. It would be a little less. Go like that. And then like that. We are heavily producing 16s now. Heavy. Which means that I think we should be able to get rid of this. And I don't think that'll change the speed too dramatically. And then we want to make 22 here. So if we were to get rid of that, what would be the best way? What is the best way to make 22? Oh, are we, these aren't even running as efficiently as they should because we're not connected at the top here. Now our 16s should be a lot faster. Yeah, that bumped things up a lot. Five needs us to get to 3.6 million. That's bonkers, bonkers, bonkers. So if I delete this here, can we make this way more efficient for 22s? I'm wondering if maybe even we can make something happen over here. So we got a times 4. So we did like 4 times 4 would be 16. 4 times 5 would be 20. And then if we had like a whole bunch of 2s. So could we make 5s? If we came over here and we painted a whole bunch. That's awkward. Why is that so awkward? I think we can do that the other way for the connections to line up. So if we do then if we go and we paint the connections going this way, and then if we make more 4s, we make more 4s going down, but then we would want to come up. Let me see, that's fine. Now if we do a couple of rows of 1s, then if we connect those together, and then if we put a plus sign there, we'll see. I'm probably going to end up wanting to add more things to that. We can add more numbers to that. We can extend that out if we need to, but let's go. I don't know if we want to do that automatically. It might be easier not to, because we can paint that pretty easily. So that is 5, and then if we were to connect that can't get through that wall. Is that what you're telling me? That is really annoying. If we were to take this and we go up here. So that's giving us 20. Then if we started putting, so if we put like a 2, we put a 2 there, and then we put a plus. We could get the 2 plus the 20 is going to give us 22. And then if we get a line down there, we should be able to bring that back and into one of these. So we are early days. That's not going to do a ton, but that's okay because we can now extend the 2s over here back this way. And then if we do the connections, can we not? There. That was just, the controls sometimes are a little awkward, but that should now mean that we've got a lot more 22s coming in. And I think we could get faster with what we have here. We're not being super efficient yet. We could have a lot more 4s coming in, a lot more 1s. We did this as a 1. We painted. Then we do the connection. So we've got more 1s. We could put more. Paint that properly rather than doing the other thing there. That should let us bring a lot more 4s. Now the question is, has that changed our velocity at all? Yeah, it's going up. So that is positive. We are up to 1 million. So if we unlock like that space there, could be useful to us. If we were at 879, we can up the money we earn. So now B is 3. So I think we could benefit from having more twos. If we connect that so that these are going this way. No, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. We want the connection to only go that way. And then back up. And over. Now, I think we will be much better than we were. Yeah, we're charging pretty good on those 22s. To be big, it would increase the level for us and would make this calculation of our money earnings much more favorable. I don't know, I feel like it's hard for us to make many more with the layout that we've got of those 22s. 16s are really bombing along. I feel like we could probably recoup a bit of space over here. Where are we on these? 3 million for 5. That's a long way away. We could add another 1 to the A, but that you're only talking about going up by 3 extra dollars, I guess, which is going to take a long time to be anything meaningful. If we can we, with the layout we have here, can we copy this and actually recreate it on the bottom in a meaningful way? So if we go like this, the hard thing about this is we're going to lose the multiply by 4, but maybe that can be okay. So that is giving us 5s. If we put a bunch of 4s like along here, we get rid of that. If the 4s, let's do another row of 4s before we call that part done. If we go to our cursor here, let's paint these connections first. Let's go from there down to there, over to there, up, top and over, down, down. And then if we put another multiply in and we go back to our regular cursor, So that is 20. And then if we put a plus sign up here, we could connect to that. And then we need to make the connection here. Then we should theoretically we just put a regular 2 in there now. Connect that back up. And then if we, oops, that's not what we want. That should give us 22 and significantly increase our production rate for 22s. $1.43 million. We are getting the 22s in, but it's just, yeah, it is getting there, I feel like. It is going. Will it go on its own without me having to fiddle more? It may. So close. Come on, kick over. Kick over. Come on. Oh, so close. So close. Almost there. Almost there. Yes. Oh, almost. Come on. Over. Let's upgrade. So we do want those special islands, is what it's telling us. Now we need to be producing 30s and 25s. And man, would it be helpful to have an unlocked 5. That is what we obviously want. We don't have it. If B goes again, we go from 222 to 296. So that's like a third that you're going up by. That's good, but like that's going to be the one that makes a big difference for us. I think we're going to leave it there for today, though. Still more that I think we need to learn and uncover for Node Math, but definitely an interesting game. Love the concept of the factory genre, and I think applying math to it like this is pretty cool and interesting. And looking forward to seeing if there's more ways that we can manipulate the numbers and the spaces to give us what we want, be more efficient, and just see where the game goes. There's a lot, by the looks of it, there's a lot of stuff you can unlock in terms of additional board space and different formulas, numbers, etc. So interested to see where that goes. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.